Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So on the Ethereum chart, we have seen further downside, pretty direct drop into support, deep into support. We are now at a key trend line. So I want to share with you, before we really dive into the microstructures, the more reliable daily chart, because microstructures, they are naturally fragile. But this is sort of the this is sort of the bigger picture here that tells you, or that shows you, the overall scenario here that we could be in a wider wave for. Absolutely. Could it still form, let's say a rally into this area? Possibly, but actually with this decline, it's looking a little bit less likely. Still though, I mean, that's still possible. Again, we don't want to talk about the microstructures here. We do that on the smaller time frame. Bottom line is, it could form some kind of a triangle pattern here or something before it goes down lower. What I just want to share with you is we are in a scenario where we have only seen 3 waves up into the March 24 high from the June 22 low, and we have 3 waves up. This here could be a 4th wave. This structure has, as per previous updates, massive problems. It is not a clearly bullish structure. To really keep going with this scenario for one more high in this bull market, it's not the same market style and type of market as we had before. I explained numerous times that this is because this was a 3rd wave in 2021, okay? And this was also a 3rd wave in 2018, 2017. A lot of people are puzzled because they are confused why this cycle seems different than previous cycles. Well, Elliott wave gives us the answer. This was a 3rd wave. This was a 3rd wave. This is a 5th wave. And 5th waves are just different. It's just a different sentiment in the market, okay? And I think it can be easily, we find reasons for it, and it's market sentiment. So it's a much more choppy market and much less clear. That's why also it's more difficult to trade it, and it's much more frustrating. But this is the deep wave 4. So if this is an ending diagonal in wave 5, the market should ideally hold 2097, which is the August low. If we break below it, at least 1800 should hold. That's the 61.8 retracement there. Yeah. And I just want to share with you that, look, we're coming again to that 50% retracement level. We're coming again to that trend line that's been holding here for quite some time on the daily chart. This is the green trend line that you can actually see on the smaller time frame as well. So this is where the bulls really need to turn up. I mean, this is again an area where there could be an opportunity, but without a clear 1-2 setup to the upside, this is speculative, because this wave 4, as I said, is already very deep. The structure has problems, like for example, this 3rd wave wasn't really long enough. This 4th wave is already quite deep, and the 5th wave would need to extend quite a bit to make it to a new all-time high. So there are problems. It's an absolute mess, this structure. Be careful with it. And the smaller time frame here is, we can consider this a B wave correction, a B wave pullback, absolutely. That would be wave B within a scenario in which that 4th wave I just showed you already bottomed, okay? But then the bulls need to turn up before we break below 2,258. That's sort of micro support here. You have the trend line here as well. It's not so accurate on the smaller time frame. Does it need to be? Not really. It's just the trend line on the daily. We had a couple of wicks below, but ultimately, it's as long as this sort of holds. I just want to highlight, there could be some support here. The bulls need to turn up. However, at the same time, there is a potential we're going down lower more directly towards a more extended wave 4, as I also showed you in the yellow scenario. In this case, we might form a triangle here. This is actually the yellow scenario I'm tracking. I have to say though that below the September low, if we break below 2,150, it's certainly not a triangle, and we likely go down much more directly and test the 1800 level. Then it will become even more speculative if the bulls do turn up, because a pullback to the golden ratio level is tricky. Okay, so that's what we're tracking at the moment. At the moment, I have added a resistance area to the chart. It's defined between 2,408 and 2,460. So resistance area needs to be broken to the upside in order to unlock, the next rally to the upside, which would be in wave C of 3. And this would be, I need a 5-wave move up above initial resistance. That's pretty much it. A 5-wave move up above initial resistance. And it needs to be, yeah, you know, at the moment we haven't seen that. We haven't seen any break above resistance in this entire move down, which is why, you know, there is no sign a low is in. But now we actually have a full pattern. I've got an ABC structure. Yesterday I highlighted one more low is likely still missing. Now we have that one more low, and it's now in the area where we could be turning around. So if that happens today, I will update on Discord. We make one ETH video a day, but you know, if there are interesting developments, I update more frequently for our gold members. Or tomorrow in the video, if there is, let's say, a break above resistance, then we can add the next support area, which would be the next setup essentially, right? But I have to say as well, don't hope for it necessarily, you know, it will show. And then if we get a 5-wave move up above resistance, then this would be a first indication that really a low has formed, right? And then the subsequent 3-wave pullback could act as a setup. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, C. So yeah, that's the update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.